Hey, good morning. I am doing great. Hi, good morning. How are you this morning?
I'm great. It's the best that we can do right now in these times is to keep learning and sharing all the good things, right?
Definitely. I'm here jamming Sunday mornings. It's like a relaxed morning. Um, Definitely a morning to be introspective with everything that's going on. And so I always like to start out with a little bit of jazz funk, you know,
hmm
allows us to get in the mood
I
and get
love
in
it.
the groove.
I love it. I love it. I think let me post the link on Instagram once again so people can join us. Um, I think, give me 1 second.
So great. So while you're doing that, I'm just going to speak to our audience and let them know what we're going to be discussing today.
Perfect.
So just for everyone's information, good morning, good afternoon. Actually, it's midday here in sunny Miami, and we are doing our Support Sunday for an element of South Florida Fertility Expo, where we do a weekly presentation and interview talking about issues of fertility and how it's impacting a lot of people in our communities. It's impacting at least 1 in 8 couples or individuals that are in your circle right now who may not be talking about it because it's obviously a topic of seeing one of confidentiality and there's a lot of stigma around the conversation as well. But what we're hoping to do with this weekly programming is to build more conversations around it and let people know that they're not suffering in silence and that you'd be surprised how many people are having issues. Now, when we talk about fertility, it's not just yes, you're procreating and it's not happening. There are so many variables such as pelvic pains, high risk pregnancies. Now we have a lot of women who are pursuing having families at a later stage in their lives, and consequently, they're realizing that there are some issues and concerns. Um, Something as simple as health and diet can also impact your fertility and ability to conceive in a natural way. Um, the list goes on, but that's the reason why we're doing this weekly programming, just so that people are more aware and that those who are having issues or those who are surviving and who are successful in their task and their quest can share so that they can empower others that may not know where to go for that support. So for today, we are going to be talking to a lovely lady. Her name is Laura. Laura is a fertility coach, and she is going to talk about fertility and lifestyle coaching and how her personal journey impacted her in this new career, new business that she's developed. And so here's an example of someone using their current situation and turning it into the greater good, empowering and helping others along the way. So, with that being shared, I do believe Laura is ready, and she is. Okay, so we're going to just transition straight into Laura, and we're going to do a little one on one with her. So, hi, Laura.
Hi, Michelle.
Awesome. Again, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to share with us your journey and to talk about your business in the fertility lifestyle coaching space. Um, in our current day, which is April the 16th, 2020, the world is in a COVID-19 pandemic, something that we have never seen before in our life, something that is affecting so many people in various ways. Um, I'll be honest to share that even for me, I find myself going through waves of anxiety because we just don't know what is going to happen. We don't know what the future holds. We don't know if this is how much this is going to impact our normal way of doing things, right? So as it relates to those who are pursuing the journey of procreating and having creating families, those who are, I don't want to say suffering, I just want to say having hurdles or challenges around their fertility, this greatly impacts it because it all starts from a mind, definitely physical, but it also connects to your mind and spirit. And so when you have a lot of anxiety around you and not knowing what to do, how to do it, where to do it, because there's a lot of facilities that are actually closed right now.
Yeah.
That can add to your additional stress load and your normal equilibrium that would help you get through your hurdle a lot easier. So I would love you to share a little about yourself first and foremost. Tell us a little bit about who you are and how you came into this journey.
Thank you, Michelle. Thanks again for this opportunity. I am so overwhelmed with all the same feelings that you are talking about, but I'm grateful for the opportunity to take a break today and share some hopeful message with. I am a speaker and I am a published author. That's my second baby. I'm a mom, which is the part that I'm the proudest of. And I'm a woman in this world right now, juggling with all this. So I'm here to share what worked for me with my fertility journey, what I tried, what is available for everybody to use, sometimes even free. So let's see what works for you.
So can you tell us, how did you get into this space?
Well, my own story inspired me to get into fertility lifestyle coaching. I was 32 when I was suddenly having 2 periods per month. That was very, very surprising for me. One day from the other, all my hormones, all my system was acting up. And I tried first, I went to my regular gynecologist and she was very casual about it. She was like, oh, just keep tracking it and let me know how it goes. I'm like, Then I went to my endocrinologist and my endocrinologist was like, oh, your hormones are off. We need to treat it with pills. Let me give you some hormones. And I'm like, no, thank you. I don't want to take hormones. I'm 32. I'm not even on the pill anymore. I don't want to mess up with my body. So I kept looking and looking for what was the reason for what was going on. And until I decided to finally go to a more natural gynecologist office. And they offer me bioidentical hormones. And I was about to go for that when an employee and my previous gynecologist recommended going to a fertility clinic. When I went to that fertility clinic, the doctor took amazing care of me. She paid attention to all my story, and the first thing she did was an ultrasound. And just in that first appointment, she saw I didn't have enough eggs for my age. Again, I was only 32, and she could see already like a diminished ovarian reserve just from an ultrasound. We got dozens of tests done, and the results were there. I was basically having a premature menopause. And then I freaked out because I'm like, I'm not trying to have a baby right now, but if I'm going to go menopause anytime soon, then I need to get on it. I took all those tests, cried for hours and days, and then she gave me some options. She was like, okay, if you want to have a baby, your options are 2 months of timed intercourse. Then we would try 2 rounds of IUI, and you're not even a candidate for IVF, so egg donors would be your next option. I was like, okay.
Yeah, that was you were a candidate for IVF. You were.
for IVF. Yes, my AMH, my anti-mullerian hormone, was 0.03, and my FSH was 31, and panic high is 21. So I was basically out of the picture for a lot of options. Again, I went home with that information. It was devastating. It was really devastating. But at the same time, I remember talking to a cousin that was a health and wellness coach, and she told me, if you have 0.03% of anti-mullerian hormone, you have 0.03% of having a baby. And that 0.03% can get you pregnant. You only need one egg. You only need one sperm. You don't need to have a huge count in your partner reserve. You need one egg. So I'm like, I got so tied to that idea, and that empowered me to go and do my own research. I took that time for the time intercourse. That didn't go well because also my husband travels a lot. He got tested. He got low morphology, was also a challenge for him because out of nowhere he had this new condition. So we had to check what we could do for him too. And basically, we empowered ourselves as a couple, as a marriage, and we did our own research and we started treating ourselves. And with that diagnosis so complete, the help with my health and wellness coach, Beth Smith, and the fact that I took it on my own. I went and did all my research. I have never been so disciplined about anything in my life than this. And in a couple months, I would say from July to November, that I got that diagnosis in July, and I got pregnant in November after doing everything I found available to do. Naturally, I conceived naturally. I had a very healthy pregnancy, and I delivered naturally without medication. It was amazing. An hour and a half of labor. So I couldn't get any luckier than that.
So I'm curious, what is normal FSH level for a woman?
Normal FSH levels depend on your age, depend on the month of on the day of the month, but in general, the panic high is 21, and I was in 31. Also, another note is my AMH, even now after I deliver a baby, is still 0.03. So numbers, sometimes they lie. Even though it's good to have your research and good to have your data, don't get attached to the idea of a number. Your body can give a result in paper and then give another result in life.
Okay. So that's something that I've actually seen as well with some of my colleagues and friends, that their conventional methodology and blood work has indicated one story for them on their fertility journey, but then comes to their own efforts, they're able to reverse that and actually defy the odds which science has told them, and they have been able to conceive naturally in some cases. Where they're not able to do it naturally, they've been able to do it with IVF services or IUI services. So I totally agree with you that there is always reasons for hope. And even though science may detect one thing or one scenario, it's very important for individuals to realize that that is not the only way, that there are other ways and there's other methods. I totally understand you when you said that you were totally devastated when you got the news about your FSH levels. It brought me back to when I received my blood work. So I did, on my annual checkup, I did my blood work and I had these numbers. I didn't know what it meant. My general said, you need to go to your gynecologist for a result, for them to explain it. I went to my doctor, he gave me his explanation, and literally he went from, on a scale of 1 to 10, let's just say I was at 1 with his diagnosis. And then by within 5 minutes, he had gone all the way to 10. And I didn't even understand everything that he was saying. I just sat there saying, okay, okay, okay. And I was stuck at number one, which was the initial results of that blood work. And so I totally understand you. So let's talk about your business and transitioning your experience into a fertility coach. Tell me what made you choose that decision, and then we can go into your presentation.
Thank you. Around the same time that I was looking for this second and third opinion, I was studying my coaching studies at the University of Miami. It was just a coincidence at that time. I started my program in June and I was looking for doctors in July. So it was a very simultaneous situation. I spent my whole pregnancy doing the coaching program online, on the phone. They saw my belly grow while the program was advancing. So it was a it was a hand-in-hand experience. I never thought about putting them together in the beginning, but then when my story was creating curiosity, I started sharing all the resources that that I had used, and a lot of women were approaching me and asking me, "What have you done? What did you try?" And even my doctor, she, when she knew I was a blogger and I was a coach, she asked me, "Why aren't you blogging about this? Why aren't you writing about this?" I blog and write, and I just wrote a book about being a 30-something. It's called In Our 30s. It's about women in our 30s, everything that happens in this decade. And one of the most present subjects in this decade is fertility, conceiving, delivering, raising a family, all those things. And we don't talk about it enough. I remember finding friends at the same doctor that I was visiting, and we were working together and we were not talking about it. So why was it a taboo? I felt by the time I delivered, I waited for everything to go well. I waited to prove myself that the nature had the answers for me, at least. And I wanted to share that message of hope. So I was like, okay, I have this knowledge now with this experience, this practice, and I have these coaching tools and skills. Let me combine them and share them. And that's what I'm doing now with this fertility lifestyle and mindset coaching program.
So I think that's a great segue for us to go straight into your presentation. So I am going to switch over.
That was a better that was a better her day.
Okay, so if you'd like to tell us a little bit about your presentation.
Thank you. Do I control it or you control it?
I'll control it.
Okay, so we can go to the next slide then. Please. As I said, I'm a coach certified by the University of Miami. That program is accredited by the International Coaching Federation, ICF. That makes me a professional coach. Coaching is not officially regulated around the world, but it's really worth it to have an official professional certification like the UN program. I'm proud to be part of that university and part of that promotion of coaches. I'm also a speaker. I'm a bilingual speaker. I was born and raised in the Dominican Republic, an island girl. I live in Miami now. My husband is Italian. So we don't have, and I mentioned this because some genetic factors, some ethnicities have some implications in fertility. That's not our case. Our case was kind of unexplained why I would get this diminished ovarian reserve, why he would have that low morphology was more a matter of a lifestyle. But in my case and in his case, no genetic factors were part of our case. I'm also a blogger, a writer. I have been blogging for about 7 years about being a 30-something, everything that happens in our 30s, all the changes, all the challenges, all the insight that we get. My book is now available on Amazon for pre-order. It will be launched in June 16. And my proudest moment in life, it was delivering that baby that you see there. That's baby Luca. He's now almost 3, and he is the best thing that has ever happened in my life. My family is the greatest gift of my life. So that's why I want everything I want for me, I want for others. So I would love to share this joy with couples trying out there. And maybe you are not even trying. Maybe you just want to preserve your fertility for as long as possible in order to conceive later. So I would help with everything I can. I shared my symptoms. My first symptom was getting my period every 2 weeks. That was the first red flag. I had had a history of HPV before, but nothing affected my cycles. I was on the pill for 5 years. I had forgotten about the pill already 3 years before this started happening. And suddenly I was getting super irregular periods. My short cycles, 21 days, got even shorter. I was getting my period every 12, 15 days. That was the first thing. So what I did, I went to gynecologist first, endocrinologist second, and third opinion, I went to a reproductive endocrinologist. And that was the doctor at a fertility clinic who helped me with the most detailed and complete diagnosis. What do I recommend when you get a diagnosis that you're not happy with? Go for a second opinion. Go for a third opinion. Don't take doctors practice medicine. They're great. They're amazing. I'm grateful for them, but they don't have the last word. You can go to another doctor and you can go to another doctor. So keep looking until you find the treatment, the doctor, the clinic that works for you. What was my approach? I'm a health nut, so I wanted to do everything the natural way. I didn't want to take synthetic hormones. I didn't want to do anything chemical. I was not desperate. I was willing to wait and see. The natural way takes longer, but I knew I could try it. I took my results, all my results. I sat on my computer and basically I Googled every single result, how to treat that naturally. How to treat low progesterone was one result. High estrogen was one result. Unbalanced adrenal glands was another result. Low ovarian reserve, high TSH, all those things I went and looked one by one in books, online. I consulted my health and wellness coach. I consulted acupuncturists. I consulted every single mom around that I knew that had fertility treatments. And that's when I finally got my own protocol going and I was able to conceive. I started all this treatment in July, conceived in November. So it took me 5 months to get pregnant. The whole hormonal imbalance was happening for 1.5 years, but to actually get pregnant using my own resources took me 5 months. Next slide, please. That's what I'm saying. This is what worked. Becoming an empowered patient, not taking first test as an answer, go deeper. Same for your partner. If your partner has like, oh, everything is fine with him, men change their batch of sperm every 3 months. Every 3 months they get a new batch. So he might have having problems 3 months ago and now he's fine. He might have been well 3 months ago, but now he has a problem. So don't take those results from 1 year, 2 years and pretend that everything's still fine. Go deeper. They have easier ways to fix everything again because it changes every 3 months. So it's worth to do a quick check. How is it? Let's work on it quickly. And that's why another reason why my program is 90 days, because it takes about 90 days for women and men to get in the best mental and physical shape to be able to conceive. The next thing I did was get tested, and that's in the next slide. The tests are, you get all kind of options and you have to do it all. One option, the first thing my doctor did was an ultrasound. On the first appointment, she checked on my ovarian reserve and she told me, it looks like you have only a few eggs left for your age. And I was like, okay. So that's when you go deeper and you get the AMH. Now there is a service in Miami called EggQ. It's part of Conceptions, Florida. I'm not sponsored by them by any means, but they test your AMH, just that. It's your fertility IQ. It's that test that tells you how many eggs you have. It doesn't tell you a number of eggs, but it tells you how is your fertility reserve. I got a sperm analysis for my husband. That's when the low morphology showed. We had very easy treatment for him. He only needed to do some lifestyle changes and take a multivitamin, and it got fixed. I got an HSG, which is that test that a lot of people are afraid of. It didn't hurt to me. It's the one that they dye inside of your fallopian tubes, and they see if there is any blockage, there is any situation happening there. What else? All the hormones. You have to get all your tests done. Everything is worth to check. You never know if it's a genetic thing, if it's a physical thing, if it's something happening with, if you have a myoma, if you have a cyst. It's everything is worth to check. The next thing I did with those results was to then do my own research. I found amazing resources online. There is a doctor called Alisa Vitti. She's amazing. Everything she has about your period, getting to know your period, getting to know your secretions, your fluids, what every color means, learning to understand what you need to eat in each week of your cycle. There is another great website called Natural Fertility, and they have an amazing group on Facebook too. It has like a checklist every day on the steps you need to take, what you need to eat, what you need to do. There is an amazing doctor on Instagram that you can follow. It's called Jolene Brighton. Right now she is sick with COVID-19, but she has amazing content available, amazing resources like the book, Take Care of Your Fertility. It's a wealth out there. There's a wealth of resources. Trying alternative medicine like yoga. There's fertility yoga. There are some postures that we're not supposed to insist on, but there is some postures that are totally recommended. So fertility yoga, acupuncture for fertility is really amazing too. I tried twice. I cannot say that I followed a treatment, but it worked. I felt great. So even for the relaxation part, it works really well. Also, another thing was super, super important, changes in my nutrition. I detox, first of all. I cleanse. And when I talk about detox, I'm not only talking about the food. I'm talking also about the products we consume, the products we use for our personal care, the products we use to clean our house, the products we use in everything we are surrounded with, the water we take, everything affects you. Okay, I see now the Get Tested page. I already went through that, so we can go through the next website. The next slide, sorry. Okay, the previous, after that. Okay, so after you have that detailed diagnosis, ask your doctor, what do they suggest about options and next steps? Again, my options were time intercourse for only 2 months, because when you have diminished ovarian reserve, they don't recommend taking a lot of time. 2 rounds of IUI, which is artificial insemination, and egg donors would be the last option. Again, I was not a candidate for IVF. So I went home with those steps to take. My first step was the time intercourse, but at the same time, I started my own protocol right away. On the next slide, we're going to see what I did. First, I grieved. It's understandable. It's very sad news when you hear that you're going to have challenges to conceive, but don't take that as the final information. You have a lot more to do after that. Second, I went to do my own research. I went to do my own research, and that's what helped me. That gave me the confidence I needed. Third, I decided you have multiple options when you do your research. You can go straight to IUI, you can go straight to IVF, you can go to egg donors. You can decide that maybe you don't want to go through that and you rather adopt, or you rather consider another way to be a mom, be a foster mom. But I decided that I wanted to be a mom naturally and I would try it. And I took a natural approach to it. And fourth, I committed to keep trying, because it's a commitment. It takes work. It takes a budget. You need to budget for a lot of things. And I prayed a lot. I remember those nights praying, and my mantra was faith, focus, and gratitude. I walked in faith. I stayed focused, no distractions. I knew I needed to sleep. I needed to slow down. I needed to eat right. I needed to exercise. So it took a lot of focus, and I was grateful for having the information I had, because not everybody knows what's going on with their bodies. Not everybody has the support. So that was my mantra: faith, focus, and gratitude. I can show you in the next slide what were the steps for what I call the natural fertility lifestyle. And there are some steps here. The first one is detox, as I mentioned. In the detox, we have everything around us. It's what we eat, what we use in our face, in our body in general, what the water we drink, the products we use around. We need to keep everything as natural as possible. Strong smells, strong chemicals, all those colorants, everything affects our hormones. So we need to detox from that. If you have any questions, please let me know. Let me see if we have. Oh, I see beautiful questions. I'll check on them in a little bit. I'll keep going with the presentation, and then we'll go back to the questions. Second, let me see something here. Let me see something. I'm trying to see this bigger. Give me 1 second. I just want to have all my details together so I can share everything with you. Okay, detox. Second, sorry, I'm having an issue with the presentation really quick. We can go back to the previous slide, it's okay. I just wish I could see it bigger. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna try to do that. other supplements that are recommended for um, for fertility. I only use probiotics, a prenatal probiotic from Garden of Life. I use folate, and I was supplemented vitamin B12 and vitamin D3. That's all I had to supplement. I know some people try other things. That's all I had to do. Some other people try CoQ10. It depends on your needs. So please don't follow my supplementation. Just go for what you need. So next, what's next on our list? Let me check here. Okay, alternative medicine. What I did about it, I only needed 2 sessions because by the second session I was already pregnant. But what I liked the most was learning how it worked. The first doctor I visited was an acupuncture specialist. He was very light on the subjects. He only gave me like very generic information. He was really impressed with my knowledge about my case and my situation. But he only offered maybe 8 to 12 sessions, and he sent me home. The next acupuncture center that I went is in Miami Beach. The doctor is called Dorothy. I could recommend it to you. She went through my case line by line. She took great time and attention to go over detail. And then she gave me, beyond the treatment, the acupuncture session for that day, she also gave me a list of tips for food. For example, as I used to be a vegetarian, I used to eat a lot of cold and raw foods, and that's not good for your fertility. Then I learned Chinese Oriental medicine say everything needs to be warm in the body. You warm your body, you warm your stomach with your food. So when you're trying to conceive, taking hot, warm food, soups, hot meals help you along the way. Also, she invited me to try, and I did, these Chinese drops. They're called Conception. There is a website. They're called Conceive, actually. I have the little thing. It's a combination of Chinese drops depending on your needs. For example, in my case, I was very cold in that area. So when she did the acupuncture session, she put a lamp on top of my belly and my pelvic area so it could get even warmer and open up those meridians. And everything she did was trying to get my circulation to the area. So if you are lying in bed, you put your feet up. If you are eating, you rub your belly. If you have any opportunity to get like a heat cover or something, you put it around your belly. And that was one of the things that I tried by the book. Everything she said, I cherished because it helped me a lot. She was very empathetic, and she supported me, even if it was only one appointment. The next appointment, I did a pregnancy test, and I was pregnant already, so I didn't go to my second acupuncture session with her. One of the most difficult ones is to slow down and sleep. Slowing down is a challenge these days, before quarantine at least. I used to be on the production, in the entertainment and TV production world, so I was always running from place to place, traveling, doing a lot of long hour days and a lot of work back to back. And what I did was forcing myself to go to sleep like a kid, forcing myself to putting myself down to sleep. And it helped me. I saw how my body was easing, everything was getting better. And that was part of the mindset. Like, I need to slow down, I need to be in better shape, I need to be more conscious about my self-care. And with that, those are the 7 steps that I base my protocol on. Next, I can tell you that's what I can offer you as a coach. I have been there, so I can relate to your story. I can check with you what you have tried or not. If you're local in Miami, I can recommend the best health and wellness specialist to consult, even if you're not local, because my health and wellness coach was in New York. She's still in New York. I can share with you the wealth of resources I gathered, sharing documents I found, documents I put together, and helping you understand and navigate all the options available. And as a coach, of course, I have these tools and skills that will get you in the habit of working for yourself and your health, of taking care of your fertility, taking care of your health and of the health of your partner, the health of your whole family and household. This is not only to get pregnant, this is to get in the best shape physically and mentally in order to have your body ready to conceive. It is very important also to stay positive, to enjoy the process, because it's really frustrating when you're trying and it's not working. So while you work on it, you need to enjoy getting busy, and you need to understand that maybe it's not this month, maybe it's going to be next month, but you keep yourself open to the options of conceiving naturally or assisted, or who knows, maybe adopting or becoming a foster mom or having a surrogate. You need to be open to all the options available to be a parent, and that's what I can support you as a coach. That's what my 90-day fertility and lifestyle mindset coaching program is a support system based on empathy, accountability, and again, support. We start with a lifestyle assessment. We see where you are, what you have tried, what you have not. We set your goals, like, okay, I want to preserve my fertility. I'm not trying to get pregnant right now, but I just want to stay fertile for a while. I want to get pregnant as soon as possible. I want to stop, regulate, and then try again. We become so close to your new routine with the personalized self-care technique and customized product recommendations. Basically, we clean up your diet with the help with the health and wellness coach. We clean up your pantry, we clean up your bathroom, we clean up everything in your house. We check up through weekly calls. It could be video, it could be on the phone. We do email check-ins, and you have access to me in between sessions with direct messages. And from there, we decide after those 90 days, your body and your mind should be ready to get whatever treatment you decide to go for. You're going to keep trying natural, you're going to be in the best shape mentally and physically. If you're going to go for an assisted fertility treatment, you're going to be able to receive it with an open heart, an open mind, and an open womb. Thank you so much for your attention. As a bonus for this special presentation, I would like to schedule and offer you a complimentary 30-minute fertility lifestyle assessment call. You just have to email me to info@laurasgroi.com or send me a direct message in Instagram at laura.sgroi. Thank you so much, Michelle, for this opportunity. I'm so happy that you took your own experience as an inspiration to put together this expo, and that you're taking it online, which makes it available for even more people around the world. Thank you so much. I hope a lot of people take advantage of the bonus, and please, I'm available for any questions, any feedback. Count on me for anything you need.
Wow. So thank you so much, Laura. You shared a lot of information. I was just taking notes. So as everyone knows, we're doing this webinar and online platform, and we're figuring it out along the way. So I realize that when you're not on screen, some of our audience can't hear you. But we did have some questions that came up from our visitors. Yeah. And so one lady, I think Amber, she asks, could you please repeat the supplements?
Okay. The supplements.
Used, we weren't able to hear when the slide was the only thing showing.
Okay. The supplements I tried were folate. I was taking folate for years since I was dealing with HPV. I took it during my pregnancy after, and I still take it. Folate is folic acid, 400 mcg every day. I also did a prenatal probiotic from Garden of Life. Then when I got pregnant, I replaced that for an actual prenatal vitamin, like a multivitamin. But while I was trying, I was doing a probiotic because it helped with my hormones. I supplemented B12 and vitamin D3 because I was low on those. But some people, maybe they don't need to supplement. A lot of people try CoQ10, CoQ10. I didn't try it. I didn't go that route. A lot of people try it. Some people try maca. I didn't use maca. You name it. There are plenty of options there. Read the fine print in each one. Sometimes I was like, one time I was going to go for maca, and then I read the fine print in the package, and it said, like, in the state of California, maca is known for this. So I'm like, okay, forget it. So one question that I got on Instagram when I asked for these, they asked me about one of those herbal. I don't even want to mention the name because I don't want to support something that I wouldn't try myself. But it's one of those herbal / alcoholic drinks that are used. In my country, there is one, and in the States, there is another one. Basically, anything that has alcohol, I wouldn't try, even if it's a herbal remedy famous for being around for years and years and years. When I checked those products, what the only ingredient that I wanted to get from them was the wheat germ. Most of them have wheat germ. And what I did with the wheat germ, I bought it by itself and put it in water every morning and had it every morning. That was it. I would start the day with 3 glasses: lemon water, wheat germ water, and whatever seed was in my Seeding for Fertility protocol, whatever seed I had. So that's what I did. Those were my supplements.
Can you explain that third drink? You said it was your seed. Explain that, please.
Seeding for Fertility. Seeding for Fertility. It's a protocol that 2 weeks of the month has you taking 2 seeds, and the other 2 weeks, other 2 seeds. Seeds are flax seeds, pumpkin seeds, sesame seeds, and chia seeds. I think now I have one missing in my head. But basically, 2 weeks of the month you balance progesterone, and 2 weeks of the month you balance estrogen based on those seeds. So starting with your cycle, day 1 to day 14, you take 2 seeds, and the other 14 days you take other 2 seeds, and that balances your hormones right away. It's really impressive. Brazil nuts are amazing too. 3 per day. That's all you need. 3 per day. Beautiful. They work beautiful. My period got regular as soon as I started doing this. I didn't get pregnant as soon as I started, but my period got regular as soon as I started.
Wow. So I've never heard of seeding, as you called it. I've never heard of that before. That is definitely something that I'm definitely curious about that. I have another question. Would you recommend these same supplements for the women that are not trying to conceive right now, but want to preserve their fertility? Folic acid, prenatal probiotics.
Those are great questions, and I love to see so many friends on the chat. Thank you so much, girls, for your support. Yes, folic acid is amazing to deal with stress, with mental well-being. So please use it and abuse it. No, don't abuse it. It's only 400 mcg per day. Prenatal vitamin probiotics, they're all good. They get your hair beautiful. They get your nails beautiful. They get your skin beautiful. Unless they are too strong and you see like you're smelling different or your pee is different or something like that. But I do recommend supplementing on prenatal pills and folic acid. Plus, if you're sexually active, you never know when you're getting pregnant. So you might be like, oh, I'm having trouble, and then it happens. So take your prenatal, take your folate. I do recommend those two 100%.
And would you say, for example, you made reference to your 3 drinks. Is that something that somebody should do whether they're trying to get pregnant or not, or only take that step once once they realize they may have some issues?
Well, the lemon water is around the world now. Everybody's trying to detox through warm water with lemon every morning. It helps with your liver. It helps you with clearing your skin. It helps you hydrate as soon as you wake up. So it helps you with constipation. It's a good thing. The wheat germ, it's kind of weird. Wheat germ is not something that we consume, but I don't think it hurts either. Like it's in our bread. It's in a lot of things that we eat anyway. And seeding, I personally like seeds a lot. My friends say that I'm like a little bird eating seeds and berries all the time, nuts and berries. I personally like seeds. They have a lot of protein. Unless you have an allergy, they're worth to try. Brazil nuts are delicious, and it's only 3 per day. Seeding, all those nuts are beautiful. Pumpkin seed, so much protein. Flax seeds helps with constipation. It's fiber. I think they're great things to do anyway. That's the beauty of this, that even if you're not trying to conceive, you're just gonna get so healthy in the process. And you're gonna keep your body functioning and your hormones and your reproductive system. So I think it's a beautiful thing.
Great. So with 5 minutes left, I just want to ask you a quick question. So you made reference to cleaning your entire house and going green. You said that you cleaned your products, you didn't do nail polish or hair dyes.
Yeah.
You cleanse your pantry. Does your company help people with detecting what's not green, how to make change?
Okay, there is a website. First of all, when I was doing these things, most of the time I was in Nicaragua. I was living in Nicaragua with my husband, which was challenging for this protocol because I couldn't find all the products that I wanted to. And I couldn't find all the food that I wanted. It was challenging in many senses. So again, it takes empowerment and commitment to follow these instructions. That's why a coach is a good person to support you. As my doctor told me, I'll hold your hand until you get pregnant. I would say you hold your partner in one hand, your doctor in the other one, and I'm in the back just keeping you going. I had to make my own products sometimes. For example, to clean the floor, I use olive oil and vinegar and hydrogenated water, and it was very, very interesting. To do my hair, instead of doing like chemical products, like I would rub coconut oil to remove my makeup, coconut oil. Makeup in general, like sometimes I just go, and if I cannot find a clean product, I don't buy it. There is a website called EWG, and it's amazing. You insert the name of a product and it tells you how clean it is, how toxic it is. It's very, very good. It's EWG. You can find a wealth of resources there just to learn what products are not worth to buy. The Dirty Dozen and the Clean 15, if you have heard of those lists are every year they're released with the information about what products are what foods, natural foods, are most contaminated or not. Basically, eat organic every time you can. If you cannot choose organic, peel your food, like peel your apples, peel your oranges, peel everything you can. And there are products that are sadly not worth to buy, even if, for example, strawberries, if they're not organic, they're extremely, extremely contaminated with pesticides. All those fruits that they don't have a peel, if they don't have a skin for you to peel, you better eat them organic or you don't eat them at all. Good fats, it's a good thing. Avocado, walnuts, all those food, fat from animal fat, like salmon, all those fatty fish omegas, all those things are amazing for you if you're trying to conceive or not.
Wow, Laura, there's so much information, and I guess that's why you're now a fertility coach. I just want to thank you. You shared so much. So how can somebody find you if they want to find out more about your services?
Please reach out, contact me on my website is my name, laurasgroi.com, LauraSgroi.com. I'm on Instagram, laura.sgroi. I am on Facebook. I am everywhere. I'm on LinkedIn. Just reach out, please. It's really the happiest thing for me right now is to share this message. And again, everything I want for me, I want for others. I don't need another baby. I just want other people to have their first baby. So please just reach out. I'll be happy to share.
Thank you, Laura. And you're going to be out on the Fertility Expo next week, Saturday. So you're going to be joining us again then. I just want to thank you so much for all that you've done to help us. And as you know, this is a free webinar. We're inviting everyone to join us. You can do this in the privacy of your own home. Nobody needs to know that you're on board, and just gather as much information as you can. This happens once a year, but with our fertility talks, we're going to do this every Sunday. So feel free to just share. Again, Laura, thank you so much. You can find her online, Google her. Her name is beautiful and unique. You can't miss her. She's on Instagram, and she's here in sunny South Florida. So again, Laura, thank you so much. And we got to wrap out. We got 30 seconds. And so I'm going to say goodbye and thank you for everything.
Thank you. And remember, if somebody wants to join the Fertility and Lifestyle program, this is a great time. You're at home. You can choose what to eat. You can choose what to do. Take advantage. Maybe we start right away.
Okay, everyone. Have a great Sunday.